Coming to the front of your mat. Toes together, heels slightly apart, pressing down through the soles of your feet, please. Beginning to feel the real connection of the mat or the floor on the soles of the feet. Beginning to understand that slight movement to allow complete balance through the left, the right, the front, the back of the foot. Close the eyes here. And as you take your awareness down to the bottom of the feet, just gently begin to rise up through the lower leg, the shins and the calves, into your knee sockets. And think about trying to lift your kneecaps up, which engages the quadriceps, the front of your thighs. And then we're going to very gently engage through the glute muscles, tucking the tailbone down. Find the length in the lower back. Draw the lower belly in. Take a lovely deep breath here. As you breathe in through the nose, lift from the sternum. Roll the shoulders back and down. Pressing the fingertips towards the ground, find the length through the sides of the neck. And lift the crown of the head high towards the ceiling. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here, focusing on the inhale and the exhale. And on your last exhale, gently blink open the eyes, looking forward. Inhale to lift the arms high overhead, nice and gently through this first sun salutation. As you exhale, forward fold, bending the knees, relaxing the head down. Inhale, rise to your flat back, lift and lengthen through the arms and the back. And as you exhale, step it back to your plank. Now you have the option to drop the knees, chest, chin, or come through full chaturanga, high plank to low. Inhaling upward facing, slight contraction of the glutes, lift the chest. And as you exhale, tuck the toes, find your downward facing dog. Let's take 3 full breaths here to begin for 1, 2, 3. On your next inhale, look forward, step through to the front of your mat, rise to flat back. Exhale, forward fold, relaxing the head and shoulders towards the ground. And inhale, rising to stand, lifting the arms high overhead, look up. Exhale, release hands to side. And we'll go for 2 more. Inhale, lift the arms high. Exhale, forward fold here. Inhale, draw the breath through the nose as you rise to flat back. Exhale to step to your plank. Now let's hover in plank for a minute. Draw the shoulders forward, past the wrists, lightness through the toes. And then from there, option to bend the knees to the floor or lower through chaturanga, elbows squeeze tight to torso. Inhale, upward facing dog. Sphinx pose is an option, of course. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reposition the feet hip distance apart. Softness in the back of the knees. 4 breaths here for 1. 2, lengthen out through that spine. 3, tailbone lifting, tucking the chin to the chest. And 4. Inhale, look forward. Step or jump it through, rise to your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing, lift the arms high overhead. Exhale, release hands to side. Let's do that once more. Inhale, lift the arms high, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back position, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step or jump to your plank. Engage your glute muscles, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, lower to the ground. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths here for 1. Lift the tailbone. 2. Maybe pedal out one knee and the other. 3, soften the shoulders away from the ears. 4. And 5. Inhale, look forward. Weight comes forward into the upper body. Step or jump it through, rise to flat back. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, lift the arms up. And exhale, hands to side. We'll do one sun salutation B. Feet together. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms, look up to Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to your flat back, lift and lengthen. Exhale to step or jump to your plank position and lower down. Lightness through the toes. Inhale, upward facing, length and width through the front of the body. Exhale to downward facing dog. 1, sun salutation A, step the right foot forward, drop the back heel down, bend through the front knee as you lift the arms. Exhale, release, step back and lower down. Inhaling, upward facing, gaze forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps through, nice long stance. Lift the arms, square the hips and the shoulders. Exhale, release. Step back and lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1, deep breathing. Keep the mouth closed. Breathe through the nose. 2, try and keep the eyes open. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, look forward, step or jump it through, rise to your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, rise to Utkatasana. Gaze up. And as you exhale, straight back down, forward fold. Warming up the body here. Inhale, flat back position, draw the lower belly in. Exhale, step or jump it back to your plank once again. Knees, chest, chin or full chaturanga, your choice. Elbows tight to torso. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Low lunge, right foot forward. Drop the back knee down. Lift the body, take a breath. Well done. Woo. So we're going to look into the hips a lot today, or this month. Hip flexors, pelvis, outer edge of the hips, the groin, everything is included. Hamstrings, even down into the hamstrings. So let's go into the hip flexor first of all. Take your hands to the lower back, please. Tuck the tailbone under, draw the lower belly in. Front knee over front ankle. From there, lift the arms, and the more that we tuck the tailbone under, the more we're very gently going to start activating through the left hip flexor. Now, to activate through the lower body, think about your front heel, your right front heel, trying to pull back, and then your back knee trying to press forward. Really activate. Switch the glutes on. Take one more deep inhale, exhale here. On your next exhalation, release the hands to the floor, either side of the front foot, and begin to press the bum back, straightening through the front leg, lifting the front toes forward. So now we're coming into that right hamstring. Try not to let the bum sway out to the left. Squeeze it back to the middle. And then I want you to think about the front heel trying to drag backwards to really engage through the front right hamstring, the front leg, the right leg, you know what I mean. Take 2 more breaths, lengthen through the spine. Good, on your next inhale, bend through the front knee. Plant your left hand to the floor. Inhale, lift the right arm high. Let's take 3 breaths here. You're welcome to lift the back knee off of the floor if you would like. Otherwise, keep that knee to the ground. 2. Good. And 3. Exhale, release the knee if it's lifted. And then let's see if we can lift the back foot. Maybe that right hand can reach around and find the foot. If you're finding the left hand too low or down, you can get out the front knee so you're sitting up taller. It's your choice. Just take a couple of breaths here, working into the hip flexor, the front, left, thinking through that lunge. Good. One more, inhale. Exhale, gently release the back foot, hands to floor. Now we're gonna work into this position as we are and pyramid. So as we inhale, you're gonna inhale, lift the back knee and straighten the front leg. And as you exhale, come back down, okay? So let's work into that 5 rounds. Inhale, lift the bum, straighten through the legs, pyramid. Exhale, drop the knee, bend the front knee. Inhale for 2, straighten through, lift the chest. Exhale, release. To engage the front kneecap, you're welcome to lift the front toes as you rise to pyramid. Perhaps that's available if you're a little bit hypermobile. Inhaling to lift. Exhale to bend. We'll do that once more as you inhale to pyramid. Let's stay here. Think about lifting from the chest, drawing the right hip back. Maybe the front toes are lifted off the ground. Let's take 2 more breaths. I can feel that nice and strongly through my back calf. Good. And then from there, bend your front knee, keep the back knee lifted, hands to the floor. Inhale, send that front leg all the way back, 3-legged dog. Exhale to release, foot to floor. Inhale, roll through to a plank position. Maybe wiggle the feet back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Step the left foot forward, low lunge. Drop the back knee and tuck the toes. Inhale to lift the arms nice and high. Exhale, let's take the hands to the lower back to begin actually. Tuck that tailbone under, engage through the right hip flexor. Good. Once you feel that engagement through that right hip flexor, inhale to lift the arms high. Good. Maybe to intensify through the shoulder, drawing the palms together. Maybe that's not accessible for you today, but just some options for you. Think about the rib cage dropping down towards the hips. Try not to flare too much. And think about that front heel dragging back, back knee dragging forward. Take one more inhale, extend through the elbow joints. As you exhale, release both hands to the floor, either side of the front foot. Take a breath in. Exhale, send the bum back, straighten the left leg and lift the toes. Good. So from here, I really want you to think about lifting your chest, squeezing the glute muscles, taking the deep breaths in and out through the nose, and thinking about that front heel, trying to drag back, really engaging through the leg. Good. Let's take one more deep inhale, exhale here, please. And on your next breath in, bend through the front knee, press the sole of the foot to the floor and plant the right hand to the center of the mat. Inhale, rotate, lift the left arm high to the sky. Option here to tuck the back toe and lift the knee. Otherwise, stay with the knee to the floor. 3 breaths. Gazing up to that left thumb. Nice straight line through the shoulders. Good. If your knee is lifted, as you exhale, drop the knee to the ground. Send that left arm behind you, lift the foot up, and see if you can find the foot. So again, you might need to lift up and take that right hand to the knee as an option. Maybe the hand can stay down, it intensifies that stretch. And we're focusing on drawing the heel towards the bum. For some of us, for most of us, this is incredibly intense. So just one more deep breath here. Good. As you exhale, release. Hands either side of the front foot, drop the back foot down. Tuck the toe, take a deep breath. Lift the bum to your pyramid, straighten through the legs. Exhale, drop the back knee down. 4 more rounds. Inhale, straighten to pyramid. Exhale to drop down. 3 more. Inhale, straighten the legs and the bum up. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, drop down. Last one, rising up, holding for 3 deep breaths. Inhale, rise, engage the glutes, maybe the front toes lift for 2. Good. And 3, slight bend in the front knee, plant the palms to the floor. Take a deep breath, slide the front foot all the way back, 3-legged dog, lift the leg. Exhale, drop the foot to the floor. Wiggle those feet back a little if you need as you inhale, roll through to plank. Exhale, work through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step or jump through, rise to flat back at the front of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Lift the arms high overhead, looking up. Exhale, hands to side. 3 sun salutation A's. Inhale, lift the arms high, looking up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back position, draw the belly in. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump to your plank and work through chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, weight forward into the upper body, step or jump through to the front of your mat. Rise to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing, lift the arms high overhead. Exhale, hands to side. 2 more. Inhale, lift the arms, lengthen through the sides of the body. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to your flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump to plank. Engage your glute muscles as you lower down. It creates that lightness through the body. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reposition the feet hip distance apart, 4 deep breaths. 1. If you'd like to begin to start pulsing the chest towards the thighs to open up through the back, please go ahead. 3. And 4. Inhale, look forward. Step, jump, hop through, rise to flat back. Lengthen the arms, the spine, the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing, lift the arms. Press the palms overhead, look to thumbs. Exhale, hands to side. Last one. Inhale, lift the arms high overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to your flat back. Exhale, step or jump to plank. Lower through chaturanga, engage the glutes. Beautiful. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Is anybody else a bit sweaty today? I'm sweaty today. Yeah. 5 breaths, down dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now from here, inhale, roll through to plank, please. Round through the upper back, engage the glutes. 5 count for the descent of your chaturanga. 5, drop the knees if you need. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down, not downward facing, back to child's pose, please. Take the knees to the width of your mat, big toes together. Send the bum back over the heels, sink down into your mat. 5 breaths here. Deep inhale, exhales through the nose. Lovely. On your next breath in, come to tabletop position, please. Draw those knees back underneath the hips and separate the feet apart. So stay where you are. I'm just going to face forward. Your right leg is going to come out to the side. Right leg out to the side. Good. And from here, what I need you to do is walk your hands forward, please. From there, send your bum back over your heel. You might want to tuck your left toe, and you should begin to feel a nice deep stretch through the inside of your right leg. Reach the arms forward and send the bum back. Good. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. If you're tucking that left toe under, you're also getting that lovely deep toe stretch working into the fascia through the plantar fascia at the sole of the left foot. Good. On your next breath, walk those hands back towards you. Rise up, send the bum over the hip. Lift the arms off of the floor, please. The right arm runs along the outer edge of the right hip. We lift the left arm high, and as you exhale, come over that leg, a nice deep stretch, getting into that psoas muscle on the left side. Take the gaze up, roll the left armpit open. 2 more deep breaths here for 1 and 2. Good. Now from here, inhale, reach the arms to T. And as you exhale, this left hand floats all the way down to the floor. Modified side plank. Now this might be your pose. If you want to go further, the left leg extends to the right. Now, from here we're going to get into the right hip. Step the right foot forward and to the floor. We should begin to feel this through the IT band on the right side. Stay here, 3 breaths. 1. You want to make sure that that front knee is bent, so it's not just in front of the leg, you're really stepping it forward. And 3. Now to get out of position, step the left foot back, high plank. Drop the left knee down. Ooh. Inhale, rise to T. And exhale, bend the right knee. Ooh, well done. Tabletop position onto the other side. Nice deep breaths. Send the left leg out to the side, please. Try and get the sole of the foot to the floor. Reach those hands forward. And as you exhale, send the bum back over the right heel. Maybe tuck the right toe. See if that forehead can come to the ground. Let's take 3 more breaths from here. For 1, 2, 3. Inhale, slowly walk the hands back towards the body, rise up, hips over the knee. We're coming into that psoas stretch. Reach the left arm to the left leg. Inhale, lift the right arm high. Exhale, slide the left arm down the thigh and reach over. Oh, that lateral side stretch, so good. Roll the right armpit open, look up to the ceiling. Take 3 more breaths from here for 1, 2, and 3. Work on the breath. Inhale, rise to T. Exhale, float the right hand all the way down to the floor. Modified side plank. Good. Good. From there, if you can stay here, otherwise, extend that right leg to meet the left. Maybe stay here. Lift the top hip high. Working into the left hip, if we're going there, step the left foot forward. Keep the hips high, and we take our 3 breaths. Working into the outer hip, into the IT band for 2, and 3. Take a deep breath, coming out of position. Step the left foot back, high plank. Drop the right knee down. Rise up to T. Exhale, left knee down. Oh, relax the arms, yes. Good, let's face the front of our mat again, please. Tuck the toes under. Take a deep breath, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step, jump, hop through to the front of your mat, rise to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing, lift nice and high. Exhale, hands to side. Step the feet a little bit further apart now, just narrower than hip distance. Inhale, lift the arms high. And exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees and plant the palms of the hands flat to the floor in front of your feet. So the wrist touching my toes. Okay, from there, I want you to begin to straighten your left leg and lift your left arm up to the ceiling. So we're coming into a twist as you look up to the left thumb. That's it. Take a couple of breaths here, working into those hips. We haven't even started with the hips yet. Take one more deep breath. And as you exhale, release. Bend the left knee, plant the hand down. As you inhale, straighten the right leg, twist and lift the right arm. 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Really nice. Exhale, bend both the knees, plant the hands. Inhale, rise to flat back. Wiggle the feet wide to the sides of your mat. Toes turn out. Exhale, sink the bum down. Yogi squat. Take your blocks or a wall if you need. If you're near the stairs and find this a little bit difficult, hold on to the banister maybe. Press the hands to prayer. Hands to heart center. Elbows pressing against the inside of the knee. Sinking here for a minute. And what happens quite often is we get fatigued in the front of the shin, just where the shin meets the foot. So just be aware of that. If that begins to happen, you can come out. From there, take one more deep inhale, exhale. And release the hands all the way to the floor. We're coming into lizard pose. Take the weight forward into the hands. Step the left foot back, please. Drop the knee to the floor. And then just wiggle that right foot forward a little bit. Good. The right toe is still turning out about 20, 35 degrees, okay? Good. Now you have a choice here. I like to keep my back knee down, but if you feel you need something a bit more active, you can lift the knee, maybe rock forward and back. The modified, or not modified, but most accessible version I like to use is having a block and planting the forearms down on top of the block. If you feel very open in your right hip, you can come off of the block and drop the forearms to the floor. Now what tends to happen is that left forearm sits nice and comfortably to the floor or the block and the right one feels a little raised. If that's you, wiggle that front foot wider to the side to allow more space for you to sink the right side of the body down. Good. So we're going to stay here. I'm mumbling on purpose for a little bit longer, just so that we begin to get into that fascia and interconnective tissue around that hip socket. So use the breath. Take a couple more lovely deep inhales and exhales. One more deep breath. You've got it. Good. Gently release back up onto your hands. Now we're going to come into pigeon from here. So if you have any old injuries through your hip or through your knee, or new injuries or perhaps a sprained ankle. Just be very cautious of this, and I'll show you an alternative option if you do. Your right foot is going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle over to your left hand. And then your knee is going to drop down. So now my shin is parallel to the front of the mat, or as close to. The more open the hip, the more parallel the shin will be. If you're feeling particularly tight, draw the heel of the foot closer towards the back of the thigh, close the knee joint, and then we can sit up a little taller. Now, if you feel a little unbalanced, take a block underneath that right bum cheek to stabilize. No problem with that. Good. Tuck the back toe for me, just lift the knee, draw the right hip back, roll the left foot hip forward and down, and then sink the knee back down. So we can stay here nice and lifted. Maybe this is enough. Otherwise, coming onto the forearms to intensify. But it also, strangely, is a relaxing pose in yoga. I've never quite understood that one. I suppose because a lot of points of contact with the floor, and it's a sinking down pose. If you want to go further, reaching the arms forward, drop the forehead to the floor, create more contact with the ground. Of course, if this isn't accessible, you lie onto your back and you do the thread the needle as an option. No problems. Works the same muscles, tendons, ligaments, joint. Good. One more breath. I'm waffling again, I know. I'm just trying to kill the time for you to make it feel like it's going faster than it is. Take one more deep breath, in and out. Good. On your next inhale, gently come back up onto the hands, please. If you've got a block underneath the right bum, remove it. And you're going to allow that right thigh and bum to drop to the floor, so you're a bit wonky. This back leg, you're going to slide all the way around to the front. Ooh, nice and gently. Good. Sole of the foot to the floor, please. Knee lifted. Good. So let's get into this left hip. Allow the knee to drop down to the side. And you're going to scoop up the left heel with the hands. Hold the heel of the foot. Now, where we're aiming to go for is this knee presses back, and we're trying to scoop it under the left tricep. Good. Yeah, just have a play. It might just be lifted. We're aiming for the heel of the foot to come up to the center of the chest, so we're pressing it back. And we're just beginning to open up, creating some circles. So if we think about that hip socket, the ball and hip socket on the left side, and the ball, the head of the femur, rolling around in the hip socket, and the movement, the circular movement from the ankle or the knee is the after effect of that socket moving round. Take it the other way. Good. This is going to help, I promise. Open up those hips. Good. From there, come back to neutral. Find that stillness. Rock forward onto the sit bones. Pubic bone presses down. Lift up through the chest, nice and tall. And release that left leg out to the side. The sole of the right foot presses against the inside of the leg. And we're going to roll over to the side so we're directly over the left leg. Take a breath in, lift the arms high overhead. And as you exhale, forward fold. Taking the hands around the left foot, option one. If that's not accessible, use your belt or fingertips to the floor either side of the leg. And what I want you to think about is your right shoulder. Drop it forward and down. Good. If your hands can easily pass the foot, then I want you to take your block to the sole of the foot and reach your hands around the block, really to get that extra length. Good. Taking one more deep inhale, exhale. Lovely. And on your next breath in, rise to your flat back. Exhale, release the hands. Half lotus pose. Good. So again, any knee, ankle, hip issues, then you're just going to cross your ankle, your shin in front of this leg. Otherwise, sole of the foot to the floor, let the knee drop wide to the side. Scoop the heel of the foot underneath, the palms of the hands underneath the heel of the foot. Oh, got there in the end. And then what I want you to do is lift the heel very gently. Flexion through the ankle, so draw the toes back towards the shin. And then see if you can take the shin across the body, close the gap, and plant the ankle on top of the opposite knee. Good. Ooh, there we go. Toes drawing back towards the shin. Flexion through the ankle joint. Ensure that the inside of that left ankle remains nice and long. Let's go for a twist. Lift the right arm high to the sky. Right arm high to the sky. Exhale, take it over and to the outer edge of the left knee. Left hand behind the back. Take a breath in, lift through the chest. Exhale, take the gaze behind you. Couple of nice deep breaths, please. One more. Good. Inhale, release the twist, look forward. Exhale, very gently releasing that left leg from the right. Beautiful. Good. Facing the front of your mat. Take a nice deep breath in, reach forward and roll over the knees. Step, jump, hop back to your plank and work through chaturanga. Inhaling upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, let's take 3 deep breaths here. Maybe bend one knee and then the other. Just invite some blood circulation back into those hips, down into the legs. Good. Look forward, rise through up into the other upper body, step or jump it through, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Exhale, hands to side. Take the feet nice and wide. Yogic squat once again. Turn the feet wide, heels in, toes out. And exhale, we're going to sink down from standing. So if you've got a wall, if you can't sink the bum down, if the heels lift, just sit against a wall, elbows onto the knees. Otherwise, if you can get low, but your heels are lifted and it means you're not balanced, take blocks under your heels. Otherwise, sink the heels down, press the palms together, sink into your Malasana yoga squat. Welcome to do some different options here. You can plant the left hand to the floor, lift the right, coming into some lovely twists, maybe binding around one knee and then the other. Have a play around. You can feel nice into the shoulders or you just stay here. Take one more deep inhale, exhale, please. Coming back to center, releasing the hands to the ground. We're going to come into lizard pose. So stepping the right foot back, press the weight forward into the hands and release the right foot all the way to the back of your mat. Drop the knee. So from there, you're wiggling your left foot wide to the side, wiggle it forward and wide. The left toes facing out 20, 25 degrees. Staying up onto your hands, option 1, maybe lifting the back knee, rocking forward and back. Otherwise, finding that block and resting the forearms down to the ground, onto the block. So what I want you to really think about is that knee. Eventually, you want it in line with your shoulders, the back of your back. Or eventually, the chest is going to come to the floor and your shoulders are lower than your left knee. That's what we're aiming for one day. I can see some smiles. A further deeper extension of this pose is threading the left hand underneath the left leg on the floor and reaching the right arm to the side and lowering the chest to the ground. I'll show you in a couple of weeks when our hips are really nice and open. I'll show you. Take one more deep inhale, exhale here. Good. And very gently coming back onto your hands. Move the block out of the way. If you've got it, we're coming into that pigeon pose from here. Your foot, wiggle, 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 over to your right hand. Drop the knee down to the left hand. Good. So now we're coming into pigeon. So remember, close the left knee, the hinge joint, to decrease the stress through that left hip. Otherwise, shin parallel to the front of the mat, and you can take your block underneath the bum for support if you need. One side will feel tighter than the other. This one for me is very tight. Inhale, lift up nice and tall. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. Draw the left hip back, roll the right hip forward and down, and then release. Now it's your choice. Stay on the hands or come down onto the forearms. And just tune into what's going on with your back, your neck, and your head. We want to try and stay in a neutral position. So some of us have a tendency to arch the back here, and then your cue would be to pull your belly button up. Some of us have a real tendency to round through the upper back and drop the head down. So your cue would be to think about lengthening and trying to arch the back. So just be aware of where you are. Reach the hands forward, drop the head to intensify the pose as we come into 3 more deep breaths here. Of course, if this is hurting in any way, you come out of the position and you roll onto your back and take this pose on your back. One more breath. Good. Inhale, gently come up onto those hands. If you've got a block under the hip, release it now. And we're going to roll onto the left thigh and the left glute. From there, swing the back leg all the way around, facing the front, and drop the sole of the foot to the floor. Sink both sit bones to the ground. Good. From there, you're going to wiggle your foot across to the left-hand side and drop the right knee to the side. Palms facing up. Breathe in. Scoop the heel. And we're going to think about opening up through that hip joint. So holding the ankle, you're going to press the knee back, latch the tricep underneath the knee joint. Good. And I want you to think about gently creating that circular movement through the right hip. So again, the head of the femur in the socket of the right hip, thinking about creating circles from the hip, and the knee and the ankle are the after effect of that movement. Good. So maybe taking it one way and then the other. Good. And then coming back to that point of stillness. Release the legs, straighten it out to the side, please. The left foot resting against the opposite thigh. Inhale, turn and face over the right leg. Lift the arms high overhead. And as you exhale, forward fold. Take a deep breath, rise to flat back. And as you exhale, drop the left shoulder down, square through. Good. Yeah, lovely. Take your belt if you need. One more breath here. As you breathe in, release, rise to flat back. Exhale, facing over or facing forward, half lotus pose. From there, bring that right leg back in, drop the knee out to the side. So flexion through the ankle, toes draw back towards the shin to keep the inside of the ankle long. Plant the soles of the palms of the hands underneath the heel and lift up, as we did before. From there, draw the shin across the body and drop the ankle on top of the opposite knee. So this is where we're going to build into half lotus. Eventually that we point the foot and we draw it closer up towards the groin. So we'll get there eventually. But what we're working on is, if you have a look at your right knee, and if you feel how much distance there is between the knee and the floor, we eventually want that knee to come down to the floor, which will indicate how open our hips are, okay? Good. So let's just take 2 more breaths. Sitting up nice and tall. Just allowing a little bit of time to open up these hips for us. Good. From there, release. Gently releasing the right foot to the floor. Inhale, roll all the way forward. Step, jump, hop back to a plank position. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step, jump, hop through all the way to seated. Straighten out those legs in front of you, please. Well done. From there, bending the right knee and taking that sole of the foot across to the outer edge of that knee. Good. From here, this is your option 1. Your left leg is straight with the right foot over the outside of the left knee. This is your option 1. And we can come into a twist from here. The left elbow links across and we gaze around the back. Option 2, to intensify. The bottom leg bends. The bottom leg bends underneath. And we take it behind us. Getting deep into the hip. Good. Left elbow to the outside of the knee. Right hand behind you, coming into the twist. And in the last coming weeks, we'll move into Gomukhasana, cow pose. But we'll just start here for the moment. Take 1 more breath. As you inhale, look forward. Exhale to release the bind. Sit back onto the sit bones. Inhale, lift the legs up. Navasana for 1 breath. Exhale, release, straighten out the legs. Good. Bend the left knee, take it over the right. Stay here, activating the toes or tuck that leg underneath, your choice. From there, the right elbow hugs the front knee, left hand behind. Coming in for a twist, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, take the gaze behind you. Taking 3 deep breaths here. 1, 2, 3. Good. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Sit back onto the sit bones, uncross the legs, lift up for Navasana. 1 breath. Exhale, release. Good. Shuffle forward to the front of your mat. Please lie onto your backs. Happy baby. Oh, nearly there. Well done. Your hips will feel amazing after this. Bend your knees, feet just wider than hip distance apart. And as you breathe in, bend your knees to your chest. Think about the knees splaying out to the sides of your rib cage. Now, from here, lift the soles of the feet towards the ceiling and bend the knees. So we're in a 90-degree angle, okay? Yes. Reach the arms inside of the knees and then take the sides of your feet. Happy baby. Yeah, lovely. How do we make this active? Become aware of your sacrum and your tailbone. Press it down to the ground to lengthen your spine. Press the soles of the feet towards the ceiling and draw the hands down on the feet. So we press the feet away and the hands are resisting that. And then relax and let the knees drop a little further to the side. So we'll do that again. As you inhale, press the feet away, hands drawing down, and then release, exhale. Press the sacrum down again. 1 more, inhale, press the feet away. The hands resist, and then relax. 1 more deep breath here in your happy baby. And then release soles of the feet to the floor. Take the arms overhead. Just take a nice stretch here. Exhale, release the arms beside the body. Drawing the soles of the feet together and let the knees knock out to the side. Supta Baddha Konasana. If you have blocks and want to take them underneath the sides of the hip, please go ahead. And of course, if this becomes painful or too resistant in the body, then just draw the knees together. Good, so soles of the feet together, knees out to the side, creating that lovely diamond shape through the lower body, and have a play around with where the feet are. So I find if I move my feet further away from the groin, it intensifies the stretch for me. And if I draw the heels closer towards the groin, it decreases the sensation. So find that happy medium for your body. Beginning to tune into the breath. Closing the eyes, closing the mouth, and just breathing in and out through the nose. Relax the lower jaw. Make sure that the lower teeth aren't clenched up to the top. Just let it relax and soften here. And as we breathe in, the belly is rising and expanding. And as we breathe out, it's drawing back down. If you can, we're going to be here for 1 more minute. Again, if it becomes too uncomfortable, just draw the knees together. After a while, we begin to release the contracted muscles around the hips. And then we begin to move into releasing the fascia of the body. But it takes time, which is why we hold particularly any hip openers for longer periods of time, because there's quite intense, tough fascia around these joints. Good, you've got about 20 more seconds here. Good. Reach the hands to your outer thighs, please. Assist the knees, drawing back to center. And then lengthen out your legs. Arms beside the body, palms facing up. If you want to take a pillow underneath your head, that can feel really nice. Make sure that you're warm enough. Don't worry about getting up. I'd much rather you get up and get comfy with layers, blankets. Good. If you've got a phone, just make sure its face is turned down, it's out of grabbing distance. Good. So let's come into a little bit of stillness. So closing the mouth, closing the eyes, and taking a couple of lovely deep breaths through your nose. Take your awareness to the space between your eyebrows. And release any frowning sensations here. Just let the muscles soften. Perhaps imagining that the eyebrows are drifting apart from one another. Relax the muscles around your eyes. Relax the cheeks. And release any pressure through your lower jaw. Let it become soft. Take a lovely deep breath through your nose. Fill your chest. And as you exhale, allow the shoulders and the back of the heart to sink down to the floor. Begin to feel the weight of your arms resting on the floor from your shoulders down into your triceps, the back of your upper arms, softening into the elbow joints, releasing and softening through the forearms, into your wrists, and into your hands, relaxing the hands. Take a slow, deep breath all the way down into your belly button. Feel the belly rise up. And as you exhale, release the middle and lower back towards the ground. Drop the awareness down into your hips, your lovely open hips. Asking any supporting muscles to soften. And gently scan through the legs, the thighs, the hamstrings, into your knees, the shins and the calves, down into your ankles and into your feet. Take a couple of soft, deep breaths here, breathing into your whole body. Your whole body relaxed. You're welcome to stay here for longer if you would like. Otherwise, taking a deeper breath into the body, invite some movement into your fingers and your toes. Perhaps even invite a nice smile onto your face. Bending the knees, soles of the feet to the floor. Gently rolling to one side. And then in your own time, coming to seated. Taking the hands to prayer in front of the chest, thinking about sitting up nice and tall, find the length in the spine. Keep the eyes closed, drop the chin towards the chest. And take a lovely deep breath here, sealing in the benefits of your morning's practice. Noticing that perhaps as you sit here in your cross-legged position, it feels a little bit more comfortable than when you arrived this morning. Taking the thumbs to the space between the eyebrows, Namaste. Thank you. Good morning. Well done. Well done. Beautiful.